Hi, fellow traders. Hope everybody had a great day trading. Looking in chat today, looks like we had a lot of traders that had pretty good days, made some pretty decent trades. My day was a little crazy. Um, I had to run some errands this morning with my daughter, so I didn't have a traditional watch list. Didn't think it made any sense because I really didn't know how my schedule was going to go and how long I was going to be at the doctor's office and at the school or whatever. So I took my laptop and said I can get on. They have Wi-Fi. I can get on and kind of look to see what's going on, see if I can catch a move here or there. Didn't have any trades Monday. Had a good day yesterday, but still didn't meet my weekly goal yesterday. So I still needed to get in and try to find some trades in the morning where the opportunities are more fruitful. But I got in, or I got on about 9:45. We had got to the doctor. They got Wi-Fi, so jumped in and pulled up my trade idea scanner. It was pretty difficult on just one laptop, but I had my scanner up, both platforms, and chat, and I'm sitting here trying to watch charts and do all of this and then type in chat what I'm trying to do. It was fun, it was exciting, but it was a little hectic there for a while. But you can look at this. ADT was on my top reversal scan, and I was trying to figure out, do I short it off this level, or do I try to wait for it to hit this level? And then we had 50, the 27.50 here, the $half mark. And then you've got the 200 coming in. So my plan was, and what I was looking for was this to hit the 200 and short it off of that. Well, then I looked at the 50 and it looked like it was starting to turn right here. Watching level 2, the RSI is already up. We had some volume come in. And looking at level 2, it kind of convinced me to go ahead and take this position. And got in at 27.48, I believe that's where I got in, and got a nice move down, almost immediately, right down to VWAP. That's my first target, 26.88. That was a beautiful move. Expected it to test VWAP and test this area here. That was all what I expected it to do, so I didn't take anything off. I was still waiting, and I did type, in chat that if it pushed this and held above, this level here, that I was going to get out. That was kind of my line in the sand through this whole trade. But this held as resistance. It faded back. Was able to take some off here at the 20, which is my plan. To hit these moving averages as I'm coming in, just locking in, because these can actually reverse off of these moving averages, off the VWAP. So you gotta be ready and be prepared for that. But right in here was when we were getting ready to go. But I tried to wait 5 minutes because I felt this thing was gonna fade or give me a run down to the 50s, possibly down to the 20, for my final goal, a final target. But we couldn't wait anymore and got in the car, and I think I alerted that I put in a stop limit up here at 27.20, up right at this level, because if it came back and tested it, I didn't want to take a chance on it running away if it popped over it. So I actually put my stop on this level, but less than 5 minutes, we got the wash down to um, the 2650s, and when I saw it, I think it was at 53. And by the time I could do, the limit order to get out, I think I got filled at 58. Not a limit order, market order. So had just a little bit of slippage there, but I knew I wasn't going to catch the dead bottom. I was just trying to get filled as quick as I can, if this thing was going to turn around. So all in all, it turned out to be a pretty good trade. Followed, the plan. Just was a little iffy about getting in, but my stop was 20 cents. My first potential profit target was 60 cents. So 3-to-1, that wasn't bad. All right, the next one I think was KORS. I traded this yesterday. Had a nice trade on it yesterday, and I really like this. This ticker actually hit my reversal scan. The second place we stopped, I got logged in, and this one was on the reversal scan. So I started looking at this. I think I had to add a level or two, and I started watching it. So I typed it in chat that I was looking at it at this level, and then by the time I flipped back to this window, this thing was already down here. So I said I'll wait and see if this gives me another entry closer to this 51 level, and maybe take it short from there. But as I was looking at this, I looked at the 2-minute chart, and I looked at the 30 and the 60, and then I came back and looked at the 5, and all of this is bullish. All of this is telling me that the trade on this is to the long side. So, in this case, you have to trust what the price action is telling you. You have to trust the chart. And that's what I did. I went ahead and got, I missed this, but this candle came back, gave me a decent entry, based on this 5102 level, and, started getting to move up. It did get a little, jumpy here for a minute, but it ended up able to take profit here at this level. I missed it here, just getting a little greedy because I'm thinking it's going to keep running. But I had to gather myself. This was my first profit target. You got in at 51.60. I was looking at 50 cents, but I got out at 51.70 with a 60-cent profit on my first take. And as this moved up, I started seeing some changes in level 2, and figured I needed to take some more off up here. And I was thinking about trying to get it at 50, but I didn't think it would get there, and I clicked it. I got filled at 52.45 and ended up being right on this. Now this candle, it did get up to 63, so I could have stuck to my 50 order, but I didn't. I got 45 here, and you can see it did lose it, but I still had a quarter piece on. And the reason why I did that, and I'm going to show you the daily chart. This gap is where it's trading in right now. So I'm thinking that this is going to try to fill this gap. To me, when I see gaps like this, then I see a stock, gapping up like it did here, and then starting to run up, I'm thinking it's going to try to fill this gap. And that's my thinking. So I felt this thing could keep running. And so I left a quarter of a position on to see what happened. Now another question I got was, I've got levels drawn in between the gap. And some people say, once you get a gap like this, that all of these levels in between this gap, don't matter. It's been, voided. Well, and I found that you can't really go by that. And this ticker is a prime example of why, you really can't go by that. Because all of these levels that I drew that were in that gap are in play. And to show you, this level here is in the gap. This level here is in the gap. These are levels. I think this is the top of the gap right here, or the bottom of the gap. These levels are in the gap. And they're all, significant. So, I do mine a little bit different than the way some people teach. And it all seems to work for me. You can see this is a significant level right here, because this is where it formed a flag or a pivot on this level right here. Same thing right here. And you can see it came back and consolidated on this level. So you can see how important this one is. But as this thing came back, I had to leave again. And what I did was I went ahead and set my stop at 51.78 was where I had set my stop limit at, a stop market. And it ended up hitting it, and taking it out. But it took a while. All of this time I was thinking that this thing could still turn around, and pop up. I was watching it, as I was on the road on my phone. But you can see it never really did, make that other move or make that push further into the gap. But I'm still going to have it on watch. I really wanted to take this thing for a swing trade, right here at 51. Really could have left that on and just held it, because, this is high yesterday. So this would have been a great place to enter and then swing it to see if we're going to get the gap fill. If it gives me another entry tomorrow, I'll probably, enter a swing trade on this to see if we can get that gap fill. But this is a good example of, our scan had it as a top reversal, but you have to read the chart. You have to let the chart tell you where this ticker wants to go. And everything on here was bullish. You really can't deny that. I'm looking at this right here. And look at that. That's it right there. That's the sign. This is not bearish. And I'm looking at it on multiple time frames, and that's why I took it long. So that was a good lesson. And it was a good confidence booster for me that I could sit here and see that, and that I could change my bias based on, what I saw. Okay, the last trade I took was an attempt at a bottom reversal. RHI hit our scan. I really wasn't really excited about it, because you can see how low the volume was. But I've seen these tickers with this little volume make, 1 point, a point and a half moves back up to the VWAP. It was slow. It was a little bumpy, but it would all stay above the 9, and it would ride the 9 on up to the VWAP and give you, good profit. So I was looking at this ticker to do the same. And, it came down and I didn't catch it here. I always like to get it as close to the level of support or resistance as I can. I got in this, not far away from this support level that we have, but I got in at 38.71, and I put my stop on lower day. So if this lower day got taken out, that means this trade was kind of null and void. But I did, the 9 kept coming in, and which I didn't really like because it's just taking away, my profit, because I'm going to take profit at the 9. And once I got it, a good solid hit at the 9, I took profit here at 38.83 and just got impatient is pretty much all I can say. We got this pop up. Once it got up here to 38.93, I went ahead and took profit here. I really could have waited and got it a little bit further up, but I didn't. Went ahead and took it here, and I think this is a bad a bad sell right here. This was just too soon. This is before my 2-to-1 profit, and I really should have waited until it at least got to the 20. Had I waited and took it at the 20, I'd have felt a lot better about this trade. But all in all, I left a little bit on the table. Again, right here, I got this pop up and went ahead and took profit, but left about 20 cents on the table, 15-20 cents on the table on this trade. This is not a typical reversal because the volume was so low. The RSI wasn't as low as I wanted. I like it. I like it less than 20. I like at least 100,000 shares of volume on this, because I'm going to look for this ascending volume on the sell, and then once it rolls over, you're going to lose a little bit, but it's going to, the stock's going to push up. But none of this was here. Even though this trade did work out, I did make profit on it. It's not the ideal setup for me, and it was a little bit more risky than I like to have. But for the most part, it was a great day. Actually a little bit better than yesterday. And I'll show you this. This is an idea I got from somebody. And this how I'm tracking my profits per day. Nothing on Monday, didn't have any trades. This was Tuesday, this was the day. And we've got 2 more days to go, but I wanted to track how much I made per day. It may, help me set a different goal or a more realistic goal for me as far as, what I'm going to shoot for every day. I don't want to get caught trying to make minimum goals every day, because I think that can get into your mind and start affecting the trades that you take, and, always looking for home runs. But again, my strategy is at the open, work my watch list. Those are the ones that are going to give me the biggest move potential. Out of the gates, I'm looking for a point, 2 points. There may be some stocks that have even a bigger window, but that's all I'm looking for. And I'm looking for the ones whose chart I like, that's familiar to me, and that's going to make me feel comfortable in the trade. So I'm going to hit that, look at those out of the gate, and then switch over to reversals. That's pretty much all I trade the rest of the day. It works. It's how you grow a small account. It's been working for me for well over a year. And I've been through a lot of changes in the market. I've had to adapt. I feel that these strategies are adaptable and they are scalable. So as I've been bumping up my position size, hadn't really had any issues with, getting in and out of trades or anything like that. So, I believe, this system that I have is gonna, continue to carry me forward, and probably as far as I really want to go. So, anybody has any questions, feel free to email me, or, you can message me and chat, whatever. I'll be glad to answer any questions about my setups and what I look for, and, all of that good stuff. Well, I think that's about all for tonight. Everybody have a great evening, great night, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow in chat.